rocking my book club shirt today. We call ourselves the Misfits, and the back says, my drinking club has a book problem. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I have my kind of August/September book haul, and I wanted to go ahead and get it done, but I'm still expecting at least one more book. It just hasn't come yet, but I will mention it in the video. I'm not sure when it's coming, but I've gotten a shipping notice, so I know it's on the way. But today was kind of the only day I had to film, and I wanted to go ahead and get it done. But I have a good collection. I have both review books that I have received recently and books that I got at Hastings. I ended up getting a couple things there. They're liquidating right now, so I checked it out and I got a couple things. Their selection still isn't great. I don't even know if I'm going to go back. But and then I have a book outlet order that I placed. So, okay. All right, so I'm going to start with my review books. So the first three that I have are the True Rain series by Jennifer Ann Davis. The first book is called The Key. The second book is called Red, and the third book is called War. I have already read and reviewed these for BookTube tours, so I will leave a link to my review down below, as well as all the information for these books and the BookTube tours and kind of what it's all about. But I did receive these from the publisher in exchange for a review, which I did. Absolutely loved these. Check them out. The second one I also received from the publisher for a review, and this is also part of the BookTube tours, and this one is coming up in October. So I ended up getting Dark Horses by Cecily von Ziegesar. She wrote Gossip Girl, so she's the author of that series, and this is her newest release. And this is, I believe, I'm not sure because I haven't read it yet, but I think you get his perspective from the horse. And I think the horse shows very human characteristics as far as jealousy. And the girl in here is also kind of at a really bad point in her life. And so she turns to the horses and kind of finds peace there. But I think the horse is a little crazy at the same time. That's what I'm getting from the synopsis I was sent. So I kind of hope it is. I think that'd be really cool to get an actual perspective from a horse and see the kind of personality that way. So I'm hoping that's what it's about, but I will be reading this very soon, and my review for this will be up on my channel on October 7th, my birthday. The next book that I also received for review from the publisher is The Real Liddy James. This is written by Anne Marie Casey, and this one is kind of, I believe it's like a women's fiction, and it's kind of following a woman who's trying to have it all and what she's kind of going through in order to either achieve it or whether it's realistic or not. So I'm excited to read this. I'm actually going to be starting this today, and I'm going to really try to have this up on my channel by the 19th of September. This comes out September 20th. And I will also be having a giveaway for this book from the publisher, so I'm excited about that. But hopefully it will be up on the 19th. That's my goal. So I'm starting it today. Fingers crossed, but yeah, I'm excited to get into it. One other book I am getting for review from the website Blogging for Books is The Vegetarian, and this is by something Khan. I don't remember the first name, so I apologize, but I'll have the image here. This is something that has been very popular recently, and I was really excited to find it on Blogging for Books, and I went ahead and requested it, and I believe it follows a Korean woman who decides that she wants to be a vegetarian, and I believe in that society at that time period that was very controversial, and it causes a lot of problems for her personally and for her family. And so it's kind of seeing her trying to make a stand for herself, but also getting kind of held back at the same time. So I'm excited to read it, and I've gotten my shipping notice. Like I said, I just don't have it yet, but it's coming. So you'll probably see it here eventually as well. All right, other stuff. So I just have a couple different categories of different places where I bought books. I will start with Hastings. So Hastings is it's kind of a multimedia store. They have a ton of books, and then they also have like video games and movies and comic books and DVDs and like all sorts of stuff. And the company overall is going out of business. So we have one in our town, so they are liquidating right now. And I've gone in there periodically, haven't really picked anything up, but their sales now are 40 to 60% off. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. So I went in and ended up finding a couple things that I was pretty I'm excited to get. So the first one I got was Wild by Cheryl Strayed. Now, all of these ones that I got are going to have this green sticker because these are used copies, and used copies were 60% off. So I got some really good deals on these. I wasn't sure about this one, honestly. I've been kind of curious to read it, but I'm afraid it's going to be too much like Eat, Pray, Love, which I hated. So I have hesitated on this one because I'm like, I don't want it to give me that vibe because I'm going to want to throw it across the room. But again, I've heard amazing things, so I don't know. I'll have to see. But I picked it up. It was super cheap. It was only like $2 or $3, so I figured I'd give it a try, and hopefully it won't let me down. The next book I got was something that I found randomly, and I was like, I'll give this one a try, and that is Moses, A Life, and this is by Jonathan Kirch. So for a women's Bible study I'm doing right now, we are studying Exodus and Leviticus and Numbers and learning about Moses right now. So we're starting the very beginning of Exodus, so we're kind of in that right now. So it was kind of interesting to find this because I'm literally reading about him in the Bible. The only issue I think I might have with this is I don't know how biblical this is going to be, and I'm a little bit nervous about this being more of trying to disprove Moses, if that makes sense. So I hope that's not how it is. I tried to do some research on it before I bought it, but I couldn't find too much. So I'm going to give it a try and see. And then, if I don't like it, I have the right to put it down. But yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see how this goes. If you've read this, let me know. And then also at Hastings, I found a devotional that I went ahead and picked up, and this is called The 1 Year, and this is the Yellow Ribbon Devotional. And so this is kind of a 1 year of devotions that you can do that centers around military and anyone really in uniform. But as you know, my husband's military, so this is gonna mean a lot to me. So I will definitely be picking this up sometime and kind of flipping through it and doing it. This next set of books I picked up at Goodwill, and the first one is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I've never read this, but it's very highly loved by a lot of people, so I figured I'd give it a try. This is a literary fiction, I believe, and it's supposed to be really hard. This won the Pulitzer Prize, and I believe it's more of a survival story than anything, almost kind of I don't know if it's the end of the world or end of a society or something like that, but something catastrophic happens, and we follow a man and I think his young son, and they are just trying to survive. So I want to give it a try. Yeah, I just have never owned a copy and saw it for super cheap, so I went ahead and picked it up. Now this next one, I kind of never thought I would ever pick it up because it's one of those things where I saw the movie already, and so I was like, well, I saw the movie, I'm not going to read the book, I already know what happens. But I saw the movie over 5 years ago, definitely over 5 years ago, maybe even 6 or 7. So I think enough time has passed that I think I could read this and enjoy it and still be surprised because I don't fully remember everything that happened in the movie. I do remember liking the movie a lot when I went and saw it, but I went ahead and got The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Neffinger. So yeah, we'll see. But I have also heard that the book is a lot better than the movie, but I did really enjoy the movie. So I think I'll get a lot out of this now. I think just, enough time has passed that I could pick this up and enjoy it. So yeah, grabbed it. And this next one I found at Goodwill. I've never heard of before, but it sounded really interesting, and the cover definitely caught me. But this is called White Heat. This is by M.J. McCrath. This is a thriller that is based in the Arctic. So it's like an Arctic team that's doing, discoveries and research and probably rescue searches and just kind of a little bit of everything in the Arctic. And some stuff happens. I'm pretty sure most likely a big accident happens and there's more to it than what everyone thinks. But this cover definitely grabbed me. So yeah, I was excited to pick it up and see what it's all about. Okay, so these next two I got randomly. This first one was a pre-order from Amazon, and I got Queen of Shadows in paperback. So if you know my Throne of Glass drama, it's not drama, but it's dumb. So I love the Throne of Glass series. This is book number 4. And the problem I'm having is that when I started reading Throne of Glass, I started reading from the paperback editions, which I love. I prefer paperbacks, especially these nice little these big floppy ones, over hardcover books. And especially for some reason, these hardcovers are huge. Like they are gigantic. And I don't know. I prefer the paperback. So I am behind on my reading because I'm only getting the paperbacks. And book number 5, Empire Storms, just came out on the same day that this paperback was released. And so now I have to wait a year to get Empire Storms in paperback. So I'm a little behind, but that's okay. I've actually been able to avoid spoilers miraculously. I don't even know how that's happening. But this is a series I really need to catch up on. I need to read book number 3, which is Air of Fire, and then this one, which is book number 4. So yeah, I don't know. I could honestly like get the books from the library and read them earlier than when they're being released in paperback. But at the same time, I want to read from what I buy. So I don't want to read it ahead of time and then buy it later. But yeah, so I'm excited to have this finally and hopefully get working on catching up on this. And another one that I picked up for sale on Barnes & Noble, I had a subscriber actually let me know that she saw this in the store and it was on the clearance section, and I was like, wait a minute, what? So I picked up the Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. It has sticky because I pulled off like the bargain sticker, so I need to run my fingers over that and get that off. Ugh. But this is book number 2 in the Comoran Strike series, I believe, which is kind of a detective series written by J.K. Rowling. So I have the first one, The Cuckoo's Calling. This is the second one, and I think there's a third one that is out right now already, Career of Evil, I believe it's called. And I've heard nothing but good things about these, so I'm slowly collecting these, and I am getting the hardcovers because I'm finding them really cheap. So when I can find Career of Evil really cheap, I'll grab that too. But this will look very nice next to the first one. And these last set of books I got from Book Outlet. No rhyme or reason, I just did it. I don't know. I just got bored and I was like, let's see what's on Book Outlet. Oh, look, a whole bunch of crap I want. Awesome. So the first 3 that I got are part of a series, and they are, I don't know what these are called, like what the series is called, but they're about dragons, and it's kind of like a memoir. It's written in a memoir type of book. So the first one is called The Natural History of Dragons, and seriously, like these covers, I can't. They're gorgeous. These covers are stunning. I absolutely love them. The second one is The Tropic of Serpents, and then the third one is The Voyage of Basilic. I don't know how to say that. But these are all written by Murray Brennan, and I've heard really good things about these. People are starting to read them on BookTube and starting to kind of talk about them. They were super cheap on Book Outlet. I think I got the second book for like less than $1. I don't know why, but I was like, click. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a try and see. I'm assuming it's like a fantasy, you know, set way, way, way back when dragons were supposed to have been around. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited and they look gorgeous. Like, these are beautiful books. And the next book I picked up is a classic, and I'm really iffy with classics. Sometimes I can read them and enjoy them and understand them. Other times I'm like, I don't understand any of those words when they're put in that order. I have no clue what's happening. So, but this is a book that has been talked about a whole lot recently. And a lot of people are saying it's their favorite classic, and it reads really well, even though it was written so long ago. You can read it and understand it, and it's no problem. And so I picked up Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And I don't know what edition this is. It's a Puffin edition, I guess. But I got it on Book Outlet, and it's really cute. Apparently they have a whole lot of different classics that are in these editions, but these are kind of cheesy. But for some reason, like, this one's really cute. So I don't know. I guess I lucked out on that. But yeah, so I'm going to give Jane Eyre a try. I really do want to read this sometime. And especially after reading Jane Steele recently, which is kind of a modern take on Jane Eyre, I really, really enjoyed that. And it really made me interested in this. So I'm excited to get to it. And the next one I picked up is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I have not read anything by Morgan Matson yet, but this seems to be one of her more popular books. From what I'm understanding, she writes very light contemporary, like young adult contemporary. And this is supposed to be something about 2 friends and a summer where one of the friends disappears, but leaves a list behind, kind of like a to-do list for her friend who's very shy and reserved, and kind of helping her break out of her shell a little bit. So I've heard really good things about it. So I figured I would give it a try. And this next one I picked up, I've been kind of keeping my eye out for it because it is part of a really large series that I am planning to get to really soon. Still haven't, you guys, I'm telling you. But I kind of wanted to have it on my shelves. That way when it's time to read this one, I'm ready for it. So I went ahead and picked up the Thames Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, and Sarah Reese Brennan and Maureen Johnson also contributed to this. So this is a series of short stories that follow Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instruments series. He's a big character in there, and I think this is supposed to be more just focused on him and his story. And yeah, so I found it for super cheap finally and went ahead and picked it up. So I gotta get going on this, you guys. And the last book that I picked up on Book Outlet, and I was so happy to find it because it's been on my wish list for quite a while, and I finally got Violent Ends. This is edited, I believe, by Sean David Hutchinson. This has 17 different authors, a whole lot of different authors. This is a book that follows a school shooting from start to finish, and I believe, I don't know how long this time frame is in the book, but it's told in 17 different points of view. So every author in here does a different chapter from a different character, but it's the same event happening. So I am completely fascinated by this, and I think it would be really cool just to see the same things unfolding through different people's perspectives, through different authors who write differently, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting. So I'm super excited for this one, and I'm really happy that I found it super cheap. Okay guys, that's going to be it for my book haul today. I'm not planning on purchasing any more physical books in the month of September. I'm actually really going to try hard not to. But I am thinking about doing a separate ebook haul video because I have downloaded quite a few ebooks recently that I've gotten for either very cheap or as a pre-order or for free. So I'm thinking about doing that, and I'm gonna do that. I just need to actually do it. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably have that up here in a couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you thought, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.